Hi friends, welcome to Aisha's DIY. This is a tutorial on a necklace with Gina's treasure box. Her second treasure box. This is Nature Bounty, and there was only 200 boxes and all the 200 boxes were sold. If you want to buy, you have to wait for the next treasure box, but if you can sign up and be a member of GGC's website, and then you will get notification when the treasure box will come for sale, and then you can buy those. I'll leave down in the description box below the link for you guys, but I'm gonna design a necklace with all the beads, uh, couple of beads that I have chosen from the box. This is only a very few, but for that project we need some wire. This is a 7-strand beading wire, and this is some crimp tubes that I have. This is for my stash. The rest, all of these findings and everything, is from the box. So I want to create a pattern, and I want to see if the pattern works or not. So I have it with the spool. I haven't cut my length, and then I just want to use this pretty blue bead, and then there is some bead gaps here which I want to use because it fits perfectly with this cube. I mean with the cylindrical bead, not a cube, but I really like those. And then I really like this bead also, so this comes with it as well. And then another bead cap. So I'm just figuring it out in my mind how I'm going to put this together. And we can either do this, or what we can do is I will try this. This is an ornate bead finding, and then another bead right here, and then a bead gap. Then also these beads are there which I want to incorporate in this necklace, so this can also work. Then followed by a bead cap. I'm just putting it out here and seeing if I like this design or not. Then what I want to do is I want to add this filigree bell. Look at that. That's what I want to create. I would like to take the bead cap off and then put this one directly, so that the bead goes and nests inside this big hole, like so. Followed by a bead cap. And then I like this bead. Instead of this, I want to put down this one right here, so I want to have a connection with this one. So I'm going to add this roundel bead. I think it's 10 by 8 millimeter roundel, and a bead cap, followed by this, and then a bead cap, and then maybe just this, or followed by this, thinking what I can do. So this bead is also really good. Let me try this one right here. The roundel a little bit blue. Oopsie. We have enough bead caps to work with, so that's not a problem. I really like this pattern, and I'm thinking whether to do with this or this, which looks good. Hi friends, this is a pattern that I'm thinking of doing it. Let me just put this a little bit ahead so that it comes inside the frame. But I like this side better than this side, so I'm just going to take this and do it. But this one I need to wrap it. For this we need some 20 gauge wire or 22 gauge wire, whichever you have available is good. So here I have some 20 gauge artistic wire. uh, so I am just going to take that and use it. So you can also use 22 gauge wire. I wouldn't recommend 20 gauge wire. I wouldn't recommend 24 gauge, because this bead is not lightweight. It is a little bit strong. So I am having here about, say, 8 inches of wire, because we never know how much we need. I don't want to take short wire and then I won't be able to do much with it, right? So what I'm going to do is, because I am going to connect this to this loop here, I want to do this first before I do anything else. So I just want to flush cut the end, and I just want to bend this a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit, just like that. Then what I want to do is I just want to put this bead inside and see how well it sits. Can I use a bead cap? I'm just trying this bead cap out and seeing how well it sits. I need probably a bead just to make sure everything sits nicely in its place. So if you put a bead, then only you realize how well this sits. But I don't like it. I don't like this bead cap here. So let me just see if this bead cap works. This is small, I know for sure, but still sometimes it might look good. Trying to put it inside this hole, but it's not going for some reason. Let me try another one. There we go. It kind of sits okay, but it is unusual, so I don't want to do that. So we are not putting any bead. We are just going to add this one right here and this pine cone in the bottom. I really love this pine cone bead. This is really heavy and pretty. So I'm just going to add the pine cone in the bottom. So for adding the pine cone, I am going to do a wrap loop. You can do a basic loop. It's totally up to you. It's just me. Trust me. Just wanted to do a wrap loop. There we go. And then add the pine cone. You don't want the loop to be very small because you want the pine cone to move freely. So whenever you do wrap loop, that's the one thing that you need to keep in mind. So 3 wraps. Then I'm going to snip off this excess short wire right here. And then I'm going to take my bent nose pliers or tweezer nose pliers, whichever you have in hand, to just squish the short tail. Then drop this bead down. Now you decide which part you want in the center, I mean in the front or not. Okay, so make it a point that this one is nice and secure. Then I take this, bend it backwards because this loop is like this, horizontal, so I want this to go ahead and hook it on top. So I take this wire, make a loop. Okay, not a big one, you don't need a big one. So I will take this and put it inside this. Okay, there we go. And then three wraps, and I'm just coming around the bead a bit. Just like so. I'm just circling the bead, not doing any form or something, but I'm just circling the bead. And then I'm taking my tweezer nose pliers, which proves to be really handy. I'm just, see, I just bent it around and I'm just going to hold it right there. See this? I'm holding it against the bead so that I don't distort the shape while I'm making a wrap loop here. Okay, one full circle also is enough. You don't have to do a big wrap right here. There we go. So I had it nicely wrapped. I like this design. If you do, you can also follow the same. I removed all the beads outside, but that's okay because I wanted to finish this pendant first. So I like how the pendant looks. So it looks this way, it looks like this, and the other way it looks like this. Whichever way you like it, you can have it. So I like it this way. Okay. There we go. I like this, so I'm keeping it like this. Our wire wrapping is done. Our pendant is all done. Now it's the stringing part. So now I thought I will not use the small roundel beads at all. I'm just going to use these ones. So I need an extension for this necklace, right? So what I'm going to do is, I have here some beads. I'm not going to use this bead for say for earrings because I feel this is a little bit heavy. I'm going to use it for pendant as well, in another design or so, I'm thinking, or I will add it to the necklace, the next necklace. So for now, I just want to use these blue beads for the earrings matching for this set. So I'll be having only 6 beads to work with my necklace. That's how I need to look at it, right? So if I'm doing that, I need an extension chain. So we have chain attached to this uh, treasure box. So we have enough chain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish it off and then attach it to the chain, and then I'm going to continue with that. So this is the pattern I'm going to go for. So let's do our pendant, then our bead. So you can follow any pattern you want. Sometimes whenever you look at a bead or so, you will immediately know these two goes well with each other. And sometimes you will be lost over there. Trust me, I also get lost sometimes. And then what I do is I put my work. I wanted to do, like last night I did the unboxing video, and then I wanted to do immediately, but somehow I had like a brain fog kind of a thing. Trust me. It was like, okay, I actually wanted to do a three-strand necklace. I was working on a three-strand necklace with the beads in the box, but I had multiple options, like three or four options, which I was not able to decide on one for some reason last night. So I said, okay, I am not going to go ahead and do it right now, and I am going to do it tomorrow morning. So today morning, when I sat down, like I didn't get time in the early morning, so in the afternoon, um, so I just did it, and then I was like, okay, I like this, and then I went ahead with it. So, and then I formed this design immediately in just 2 minutes. It just clicked. So sometimes if you get it there, don't get discouraged. Just leave the bead mat for some time. Go do some other work. I know everybody has work at home, so we can do that and spend our time. So this, yeah, I will add one more of this roundel bead here, and I'll do the same. and and then let's measure this length, how much we have here. So I will have a roundel here too, right? It's about 8.5 inches. Say I don't want this to, I just want this to sit in my collar. I don't want it any more longer because I want this to be the focal. I want this to be like this, not like this, or like this. I want it like this, just like this. So so if I'm looking for an 18-inch necklace, okay, 16 inch is also good. So say 16-inch. So 8.5 is already there. You need to account for another 8.5. Say for example, I take my chain and take 4 inches and cut the 4 inch, and cut another 4 inch for the other side. Okay, now we have 4 inch. Then what we do is we take the crimp tube, take it, add a crimp tube, and then one chain. You can also add it to the jump ring, but I feel this to be much more safer and not losing any more materials than what we need, right? So just do this. See, this wire always crisscrosses, so make sure it doesn't. And then when you're satisfied with the loop, go ahead and squish the crimp bead. Then you bring everything down here, just like so. Then cut your wire about, say, 1.5 inches, because we need to add one more spacer bead and one more roundel bead before we finish that off, right? So that's that. Then take your crimp bead, okay, take the other piece of chain, insert it into one of the loop, and then come back through the crimp bead, or crimp tube in my case. So come back through the crimp tube and some beads, preferably before the bead gap. because it will be hard for you to pull it through and cut it. So there we go. So now before that, make sure the tail is also inside, which it is, because the roundel has a big hole. So now go ahead and pull this wire. Okay, just like so. You don't want any lag in here, so make sure there is no lag. Oops. Okay, that was because this curb chain has actually a hole. You want to make sure you don't pull really hard. That's exactly what I did, and it kind of came off. Okay, then pull this down. When you're happy with the loop size, everything staying in place, once everything is tight, go ahead and crimp it and then snip the tail off. Now we have our necklace almost ready. All we need to do is add a clasp. So you can add any clasp you want. You can add your lobster claw clasp, or we have these 3 different toggle clasp in the treasure box, so we can add any one of that. But I feel that for the chain, I like the lobster claw. So we have the lobster claw as well here. So I need some jump rings, which also we have in the box. So we don't have to use any of our own stash here. So here we go. This is a nice and thick jump ring, thick gauge. So I have no worries about it coming off. So here we go. Nice and thick jump ring. I really like this jump ring a lot. So nice quality materials in this box. It's my personal opinion. So I'm adding another jump ring at the other end. Okay, and then you add it right here. And what I want to do is I want to add, this bead is so big in the back, so I don't like this, but we have this roundel bead which is a little bit small, but I don't want to add this. Let's say we add so she has so many things, so we can add an acorn here if we want. It's so pretty and cute. I absolutely adore it. Seriously, it's so pretty, so cute. We have 2 acorns and they are heavy, so we can add this, or we can add, as I said, one of these crystal in the back. So that's what I'm going to do. I am just going to cut this one and take a bead. Not much, just one is enough. And then we need some head pins. I'm going to use a head pin from my stash. A 1-inch head pin or 1.5-inch head pin, whichever you have available, please take it. And then put it inside the head pin. Take your round nose pliers and make a wrapped loop. Before closing the loop, add this to the I'm not going to add it to the jump ring, to this jump ring, because I want to add this to another jump ring, so I don't have to add it right now. I can finish wrapping this and then add it to a jump ring. That's kind of easy. It's always easy to do wire wrap with just the round nose pliers, because you can do like really nice wraps. But if you are doing it with, say, when we did it here, it's a little bit difficult. So here we go. There's a short tail after I snipped it off, the excess wire. Go ahead and press it. Take another jump ring, okay, and open it up. Add your small dangle to it. It kind of gives a finished look. Of course, this is finished as well without this dangle, but I think the dangle adds a nice touch. That's my opinion. So here we go. This is how the necklace looks like now with the dangle. I kind of like that. I hope you guys like it too. So if you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos almost every day. It comes around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.